Hello, welcome back to Maeve Reads Books. Today I'm going to be reviewing a book called When Hitler Stole Pink Rabbit by Judith Kerr. It's a fictional book and it's kind of about World War II, so historical fiction. I'm sure not really, but yeah. Well, the characters are very realistic. I'd say very realistic characters. The characters are definitely not as made up as some books about World War II, like The Ministry of Unladylike Activity, which I love that book. I'm not saying anything against that book, but the characters aren't very realistic because you really wouldn't have 9-year-olds solving crimes and 7-year-olds solving crimes. You wouldn't. So I know people like the idea of children solving crimes because it's a fun idea, and it's a great idea, Robin Stevens. That's a great idea, but it's not very realistic, let's say. I will be reviewing that book as well. But we're talking about this book, which is not as exciting and sad and suspenseful as most books about wars are, because they're books about wars, and wars are pretty exciting and suspenseful and sad. And it's more happier. Okay, this sounds horrible, but it's happier than most books about World War II, because really, it's about this girl called Anna, and she's just living a normal life in Germany, going to Boganing and buying crayons and playing with her toys. She's just a normal 9-year-old child. And then she's caught up in all this. She has to escape Germany to Switzerland, which is, I believe, first they go to Switzerland because of Hitler. And the reason it's called When Hitler Stole Pink Rabbit, which I thought was a very confusing name, is because when she was packing her toys, she had a choice between one teddy which was new or one teddy which is her favourite one for ages. And she picked the new one because she thought, I've never got to play with this one ever before, so I'll bring this one on this short little, maybe a month trip, and then I'll come back and get this one. But she never came back, and Hitler did a very cruel thing. He took all their furniture that they left behind in their house, and he just kept it in warehouses. So technically, Hitler stole Pink Rabbit, which was the name of the teddy. And that's probably one of the saddest bits in the whole thing, because it's not very sad. So if you want to learn about World War II in a nice, gentle sort of way, read this book. First, she moves to Switzerland, where they still speak German. They're a little bit different in their way. It's like if you go from England to Ireland, or from England to America, or Ireland to America, they still speak English or whatever language, but the way they act and the way they speak, maybe how loud they talk or whatever, is different. And that's kind of what I was like. But she learned to fit in with the boys and girls in Switzerland. But then the school and stuff, she was very sick in Switzerland for a long time. Then the school wasn't very good. So after about a year or two, they went all the way from Switzerland to France. And in France, she had to learn French, which was very hard. And the school was a big, special school, and it was tricky, the tests and stuff. And she had to translate all the questions from French to German. Then she had to answer the tricky questions. Then she had to translate the German to French. Then she had to write it down in French. So yeah, imagine doing that for a very long test. But she liked France. She learned to speak French very well. Then they got her and sent her over to England. So she just learned how to speak French when they put her in England, and she had to learn to speak English. And this is about 3 years of her life. Her brother was 12. Now he's 40 or 50. She was 9. Now she's about 12. So it was definitely not a very hard book to read. but because it was one of those books where you can't put it down. Books you might like if you like this. The Ministry of Unladylike Activity. Sure, it's about solving crimes and stuff, but it's still based in World War II. It's more fictional than this, very much more fictional. More books by this author. The Tiger Who Came to Tea. That's the only book I really know. And the Mog books. Because it says here, she wrote the Mog books. The movie called Mog's Christmas. It's amazing. And I'm 10, and that movie's for about 3-year-olds, and it's so good. You should watch it. I believe she didn't write The Snowman, but I'd say you'd like The Snowman if you like this. Better books. Better books. There's no better books. This is a book. If you want to read about World War II, read this book, because I bent the cover. Because it's great. And definitely Anna is one of the best fictional characters I've ever, because she's so realistic, and I definitely think you should read this book. I definitely like fantasy more, but this is my favourite World War II book I've ever read. Like compared to The Ministry of Unladylike. I'm talking about that book way too much now. I will do a review on that because I like talking about it. Thank you for watching Maeve Reads Books, and make sure to like and subscribe. Goodbye.